It should be up now. Please, somebody confirm. Okay, great. So just a quick recap. I talked about researching SEO content in the last class. We talked about researching SEO content, and we talked about using the manual method, where we said we could use the manual method, and with the help of our mouse, if our mouse is on our system, we could use manual method with the help of our mouse to check the search difficulty of setting what's it called, keywords, and then we could find out if we can pursue that content or not. I also talked about using other free search tools like Answer the Public, right? Even though it's not 100% free, but of course, we can get some things out of it. So today we're going to be looking more into paid tools. So we're going to be looking more into paid tools. And one of the paid tools we're going to be looking at today is SEMrush. SEMrush. So this is what the dashboard looks like. This is what the dashboard looks like. So when you open your SEMrush, is a paid tool. So we also have Ahref. So Ahref is also a paid tool, but Ahref gives you just like what's their name? Answer the Public and more. It gives you the opportunity to like check for free for keywords for free, but the kind of options or what's it called now? The kind of functions that are available for you, they are not that much. You get the kind of things you can do with that. They are not that much. Did I get the right distance? Sorry. Ahref free keyword generator. So you can also use Ahref free keyword generator. This is what I was looking for. So it can help you generate keywords, but it also means, so it just like you have your Google, Bing, YouTube, or Amazon. So you can keep it on Google if the content you're writing is for Google. If it's for YouTube, you can keep it. So for instance, you can also toggle this to the country you're writing for or your client is based on, right? So for instance, let's just say CV writing. So we want to see some keywords so that we can write on for this. But like I said, the functionalities are quite limited. You might not be able to see some things, right? So, but we can just use this. You get, if you're still starting out, then maybe just generate a ton of content topics and then use a combination of your mods. You get to now sieve and know the ones you can pursue. You get, so this is hard. So it's already telling you that this is hard, this is medium. So professional CV writing service. So this is medium. So it gives you all of this. And if you want to even find out more, they will not tell you to pay. So this is what they just give. It's kind of limited, but it's better than nothing. So you can use equation format, which is more like long tail and can give you options to find content that you can probably even pursue, which is the best CV writing company. So this, for instance, now my company can write on this, which is the best CV writing service in UK. You get so stuff like this. This Ahref free keyword planner. So you can write it as the first two. Ahref free keyword planner. So it's a free keyword planner, but it's also you can sign up for Ahref and then use their paid version. Do you understand? You can use their paid version, so that works. So when you sign up, their paid version, the functions is similar in SEMrush. You probably also would know how to use Ahref. So I pray my network does not mess me up today. So I'm going to try reload this because my network is acting up. So it's been raining in Port Harcourt, especially this my side. So network is Let me check Moz, if Moz is the same thing. So Moz also has, Moz has his paid and free tool. So Moz, his free tool is this one that will help you find the difficulties and the paid difficulty and domain difficulty of the different things. So this is the second tool now, Moz, but you can also use Moz for keyword research and domain overview. So how can you use this for domain overview? Let's say, for instance, your company, you have a cooking, let's say you have a cooking business. No, let's not use cooking business. Let's use uh let's use a bank. Let's use a bank, for instance. Let's use a bank. So let's use a bank, for instance. So, or no, let's use a news blog. You have a news blog. You have a news blog or a news website, right? You have a news blog or a news website. So you want to know what contents to write on, or you want to kind of look for content topics. You can also, one of the ways you can look for content topics is by finding out what your competitors are writing on. So you're not finding it out because you want to go and start copying their content. You're finding it out to know the content that are driving traffic to them. So those content that are driving traffic to them are most probably the content that are sending customers to them, right? It's probably the same way with other businesses. So if you run an e-commerce or work with an e-commerce, so I'm supposed to change this. So the problem with Moz is that Moz does not give you option for Nigeria. You understand? Moz just focuses on these four big countries, top tier countries. So it will give you the ranking, the domain authority of the site. So it says the domain authority is 63. The page authority, that's of that homepage, is 57. So it has almost 20.5K. So it will help you analyze that particular website. It will show you the ranking topics, top rankings and topics that is ranking for word distribution in Nigeria. So it's showing that in this search phrase, if you type it, that nairametrics would rank among one of the top. Are you seeing it? So just by typing word distribution in Nigeria, nairametrics page is the number one. So from what Moz is showing us, where is Moz now? Is he here? Where's my Moz? Okay, here. So from what Moz is showing us, that this search phrase is one of the keyword that is sending traffic most to nairametrics. Am I making sense? So naira to dollar exchange, please respond when I'm calling for naira to dollar exchange. If you type this on Google search too, Moz is telling us that this too is one of the topic that is sending a lot of traffic to nairametrics site. So let's see if nairametrics is on the first page. Western Union, trading economies, NGN rate. So they are not even on this first page, but it's still giving them a lot of traffic. So another topic, Moz is saying tech news in Nigeria, business news analysis. So this is more like them because Nairametrics really started as business review website. So should I paste everything? So you can see this, if you type this business news analysis, more nairametrics becomes the first. So this is one of the things this can help you do, analyzing people's website. So if, for instance, you have a client who has an e-commerce site, the first thing you want to know is who are the person's competitors. You want to go and do a keyword research on the keywords that are driving traffic to that person's own e-commerce site. If the person runs a pharmacy site, similar thing. If the person runs a career company, similar thing. You want to go and see. So these are other top ranking keywords that the site ranks for. Steve Jobs' wife, net worth. All of these are just more like um, um, topics that bring traffic. Remember that these topics that bring traffic, they just bring a lot of traffic. They are not necessarily the content that bring revenue in terms of direct pay or sales, right? So most of these traffic sites are just to help for publicity of the site, help to create PR for the site. But most of those content that really bring paid clients, they might not have as high volume as most of these content, because most of these content, for instance, Steve Jobs' wife, the people just want to come read, get information and go. So when you're also dealing with your clients, you know how to advise them accordingly. So while they can be looking for topics or contents that will bring them huge volume, they should also know that most of those ones do not necessarily convert. So you can also use that to find out other sites that are like competitors to your site or the site of the clients you're working with. So Nairametrics, Forbes is a competitor because already you know that Forbes and Nairametrics site, they kind of do similar things. CBN.gov, you can also have an idea of why the contents in those two sites kind of overlap. So that is that about that. So you can also find out many other things about different sites, different pages. So these are top linking domains, the domains that are sending, like when we're talking about domains that are linking domains, they are like those domains that have found in a way referenced them. Do you understand? Reference, and that is that thing we're talking about, backlinks. So these are sites that have sent backlinks to them. If you want to now view more, you can say view all in link research, and then you see many more sites. Another advantage of this is that you can use this method, see some of the sites that have linked to them. If they are small blogs, you can probably write to them and ask for a backlink also. You understand? Perhaps those sites too have high traffic and can send backlinks to you. You get that will also help your site boost. Some of them might do it for free. Some of them might do it for an exchange for content. Some of them might ask you to pay. You understand? But whatever you do, ensure you're making it clean. So frequently used anchor text. So these are some of the anchor texts that drive, you get on the word Nairametrics. People have linked back to Nairametrics, or 1,300 plus sites have linked, or contents have linked back to Nairametrics using this anchor text Nairametrics. Report or reported Nairametrics. So you get reported. These are mostly when somebody say according to Nairametrics website that reported that, so they will now hyperlink the thing that was reported. You understand? That gives you an idea of how this became frequently used anchor text you get for them. So this also gives you the linking domains and the spam score. So it means that most of the websites that are linking to them are actually clean. So all these sites with high spam score, you want to avoid them a lot. Most of them are fishy sites. They have illegal content and all the rest and the rest. So from what they have more clean contents than all of this. So this is what all of this helps you see. Some of these data right now is relevant to you, some of them are not, but it's just important to have an understanding of what it is. So this is how the overview is like. You can also do a competitor research to find out we're talking about keyword gap. So we can do competitor research and kind of find out the keyword gap between them. So you can use your site and the site of another competitor and kind of find out what contents do these people have that I do not have, right? So for instance, I'm going to use the fastire.org, right? And then I'm going to pay it. I'm going to pair with jobberman.com, for instance, now, and then I'm going to also add what's it called now? My job mag, myjobmag.com. So I'm also going to now add hot Nigeria jobs.com. So when we do this search now, you're going to see it's going to just analyze these three websites and kind of show where these sites do not could not find. So I don't think this is their URL. So I'll just remove them from the mix. I'll just remove them from the mix so that maybe I did not get the website URL correctly. Okay, let me see. Let me go back. So I think first of all, I'm going to do this. So based on this, they are saying Fastest website domain authority is 22. And then top 5 competitor, they're saying Indeed, Snow HRO, iRecruiter. But remember that most of these sites now they are using for reference are US sites, because this is in US and I can't change it to Nigeria or any other. I can only compare it against these websites from these 4 countries. So, and it's in US, that is why you're having this. So if I change it, let's say for instance to Nigeria, you might probably not be seeing my job mark and the rest. So these are the sites that are like my competitors that kind of do similar things that Faster website does. So let me try and now use this to do that competitor this thing that we missed out before. So I'm supposed to mark. So I'll mark this. Let me mark Indeed just because I love them. Resume Supply just because I love what they do too. Skill Hub and Zip Recruiter. So I'm just going to mark these two. Oh, give me the option to mark. It's not giving me the option. Okay, said I can mark only 3. So let me compare these 3. So it's just going to run the search and give us the results, and then we can see. So ranking keywords 1.9K, 11 of these is number 1 to 3, 83 of these keywords falling within 4 to 10. So the page authority is 43. Remember that time? Okay, and then the domain authority is 22. Remember that time I told you guys that sometimes the data kind of a bit wrong, or just like an approximation you get. So this page authority kind of is closer to what domain authority should be like. So, but that's by the way. So these guys have 1.3K content ranking. Why these guys do have 5.3 million? And of course, you know why they are ranking 1.3 million. What's it called? Indeed is not anybody's mate. So you can now see keywords to improve on. Now they are giving me recommendation. Identify areas for improvement based on your competitors' most prominent rank words. So based on my competitors, some of the contents are bringing them a lot of volume, right? Customer service, right? I can start opening all of these things. So some of them get as much as 1,800 traffic. This is per month. It's always kept in per month. And the keyword difficulty, they're also going to show you the keyword difficulty. So based on your site's domain authority, you can now know if you can pursue or not pursue. As a matter of fact, you can also see, for instance, Indeed is ranking number 2 on this keyword. This website is ranking number 51, while this other website is ranking number 3. So if 2 of the competitors that are in my field are ranking 2 and 3, it's probably looking like a content I can also write for. So I'll just open this in another page so that I can see. So there's a lot of stuff on customer service resume. So customer service resume again, and then there's another customer service something here. So it means that there's a lot to be done when it comes to customer service. So resume objectives. So all of these could just give me ideas of content I can pursue. So, but of course, it will always come down to my own what's it word now, to my own consideration. I might not be able to start accessing this all at once, so I can also decide to export the data, right? I can decide to download this, export it, you get, and then go and analyze it later with my team. Same thing with this top competing content. So this content, resume cover letters for customer service, right? Top ranking keywords. So you see the particular keywords that make this content for them come up. So for instance, we're going to try this customer service resume objective. I'm just going to copy this and type on Google search and see if Indeed website would come out. So I've typed this. So Zendesk is here. Indeed website is number 2. Are you seeing it now? So if this content is helping drive traffic to my guys to Indeed, then it means we too need to start considering it. Even if we can niche down that topic, it is high time we consider it. Does that make sense? Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so this is how you use competitor analysis to know you get. So it also shows, so for instance, for this one, customer service objective summary, customer service objective for customer, objective for resume, customer service. So this alone is giving you like, these are the, if anybody types 1, 2, 3, any of these three, most likely this particular content will come up. So you want to now start looking into it, right? And this will show you a lot of other things, nursing agencies that offer sponsorship. You get a lot of content that you can consider. So if you do not have the time to start analyzing all of them immediately, you can always export this in a CSV file, and then later on you settle down and analyze with your team. So this is how doing keyword gap on your competitors you get would also help you generate topic. And then as time goes, you can now settle down and sieve out the ones that are not necessary. So the other functions that you have here is keyword research. That is probably that is the one I taught you in the first one. So as you can see, you can't do competitor analysis with the free method. Yeah, the only way you can do computer analysis with the free method is probably when you use your mouse and probably just turn on the function, and mouse tells you, oh, this particular page has this difficulty, and then you just do a quick maths if you can write on that same content and rank for it or not. So, but with the paid tools, they now give you more options. You can now dig deeper. Even if we open some of these things, you can. So for instance, like that one I opened, you can begin to see the difficulty, the monthly volume, you get the organic traffic it brings. You can see other related this thing. So each of them, you can even see all the websites that are ranking from 1 to whatever number 10 as they can give you, and then you can even dig and dig better to you get niche and get better at whatever you're doing. So but remember that for you, if you're starting a new website or starting a new site for a particular client, the best approach for you to follow is topical authority method. So for instance, when you have a data sheet like this, instead of trying to pursue this, you want to start looking at which of these content topics are related. So for instance, I'm seeing customer service resume, I'm seeing resume objective. These are kind of related. So I want to now focus on those before I will start thinking. So I will not be on that one and then I will jump and go overseas staffing USA, top nursing. No, I'm going to confuse the algorithm, especially because I'm starting, right? So I want to focus on all of those content that are similar and try to see if I can find related keywords in those areas. I'll take another instance. Now, if I am using all this data, I want to look at, okay, this is resume, customer service resume. This is customer service objective summaries. It's still related to resume. This is nursing recruitment agencies. With my wisdom of topical authority, I would decide if I want to write, so I can focus and start researching, okay, how can I tweak this content, or how can I do a more thorough search to find a topic in this area that I can rank for? Because these people are taking all the traffic. How can I take some traffic from this and also convert them to sales for myself? So I will focus on those ones and related. So resume for caregiver, this is kind of interesting for me. So I would focus on that area, as opposed to I jump to this one, I go to no. So it's part of the wisdom that you're going to be applying when dealing with your content, when dealing with that of clients. So that's for the competitor research. So we're going to now come for what's it called now? Keyword research. You get keyword research. So let's go to keyword research. So we have explore by keywords. Have I been locked out? So you can explore by keyword, right? This was the one we did in a way the last time with the free tool. So for instance, we can also use, just like we've been using, can somebody give me a word? Let it not be like, let's participate. Who can give me a word? Okay, since you guys are wasting time, so I'm going to use this. So I use interview coaching as a keyword. I want to see how well this topic or phrase does in the UK. You get, what are people looking for? What questions are people asking? So this gets a monthly volume search of 365. It's quite low, you understand? But of course, you should understand that topics like this are not high traffic topics that people are searching to come. No, you get, I made an instance one certain time where I said Davido and Chioma. You get the kind of people that will be, if you write Davido and Chioma's new saga, the kind of people that will come and read that content, and the volume of people that will read it will be different from people that will read new investment scheme for 9 to 5 hours, or how to improve your IQ as a 9 to 5 hour, right? So the people who will come to read that kind of those, the second kind of content will be low as compared to people who read Davido and Shoma. And as you can see, the difficulty is low. You understand? So the traffic, you can be surprised that out of these 365, you get almost 80% will be in a position of buying, will be in a buying position. They want to pay somebody. You can come to the page has only maybe 10 views, but that 10 views, out of that 10 views, maybe 3 have converted to customers or to leads. But some other pages you go, they have 20,000 views, 20,000 visits, but they have never brought in 1 naira to the business. So at all times, you also need to know how to balance all of these content. So using this content we're talking about, for instance, so you can see interview coaching services. You get interview coaching NYC. This is now state related. Executive interview coaching service, interview coaching near me. Remember I told you that most times people who make these searches are in buying position. They want to pay somebody. They want somebody that will coach them. So you now see some of the top, the contents, or some of the pages rather now, that are ranking top for this search phrase. You get interview coaching, Sarah Robinson, service interview coaching, UK's leading interview coach, interview coaching and preparation. So you can see all of that. Their page authority, their domain authority, you can all see all of that, right? And you can now also decide based on your own site and the site you're working with, you get which one you can potentially pursue or not pursue. You can also analyze the topic further. Hold on. So as you can see, it's also going to tell you the kind of topic the users are searching for navigation now. So this is trying to help them direct them to somewhere. You understand? It tells you the kind of topic that this is. You get so questions related to this content. If you want to now go through the what's it called? What's the word now? The long tail route, you can see questions, similar related question. How can I impress in interview? How can I improve my interview skills? What should I expect in an academic interview? How should I prepare for a lecturer interview? What do you wear to an academic interview? Now, these are contents you get that are related that you can look at. You can look at. Sorry, just a minute. Let me wet my throat. All right. So is interview coaching worth it? So pretty much like we saw, you get this is so I can also export this and say, okay, I'm going to analyze it later on, right? This is what humans are asking. So is worth taking. The search intent is there. The difficulty you can see it because it's a paid tool. If it's not a paid tool, you will never be able to see the search difficulty. So you can also analyze the search report pages. So there's a whole lot you can do when you're using. So this is questions. You can also check closely related topics. So when you go to closely related topics, you can see that's just going to load shortly. My network again. Sorry about that. So interview coaching, coaching, football coach. So remember, you're not interested in football coach, so you want to I saw a transactional. Okay, so it's not what we're looking for. So exclusive, this is probably not giving me the kind of stuff I'm looking for. So I'll go and say, so since the closely related topics, I'll go to top suggestions instead. I've gone to questions. Now I want to do top suggestions. So this is with Moz, and Moz gives you 10 searches per month, 10 free searches per month. So you can do those 10 free searches. And then when you're done, you're done for the month. Till next month, they're going to give you the 10 free searches. But with those 10 free searches, you're going to really be able to analyze a couple of things that would help you get a lot. And you can just use that 10 free searches and export a lot of data that you can now use the other free method and just neutralize them to find out which and which is going to work for you. So this is how you do keyword suggestion. You use the keyword explorer, you understand. Link research. I don't know if I should go into link research because so that everything do not buzz on you. So this will just work for now. Link research as much as you go. Let me just give you an overview of what that does for you. So you can use this to like build backlinks. So like I told you the other time, when you search a website, for instance, you kind of have an idea of which sites are linking to them, right? Which sites are giving them backlinks. So you can either write to those people to kind of give you a backlink also. So for instance, these are some of the sites that people follow and come here and come to these sites that I just put in. So what you can now do is check which content were linked to it and then probably see if you can write to those guys and build authority to your site. You know the importance of backlinks. It gives your site credibility, and I think I've covered. So pretty much, if you understand what I've done with Moz, is pretty much how some the other platforms work. You'd also understand them that way. Is also how they work. Just a minute. I hope I'm communicating. Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
great.
sir.
So because if you can just do the what's it called, the if you can do the manual, you can do this. If you just understand what I've already done with Moz, you pretty much can understand what I'm doing here. So I hope, well, can I continue now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is SEMrush. SEMrush. So it's similar to Ahref platform. It's also similar to Moz, just a little difference, and then some level of trustworthiness in their data. So for instance, people say that Ahref has the closest data to Google, like their data is most accurate, but it's still what's the word? A prediction, but it's a bit closer. There's also Uber Suggest, so you can write that down. There's Moz, there's Uber Suggest, there's Ahref, there's SEMrush, there's Long Tail Keyword. These are some of the top guys in the industry when it comes to this. So you can do competitive research. You can do that's the one I did with SEMrush, AH with Moz. So for instance, now I can imagine that FastTire is my competitor, for instance, and then I want to do a global. So the advantage of SEMrush now is I can do this for any country. I would not just be limited to just those 4 countries that Moz is giving me, right? I will not just be limited to those 4 countries. So I'm going to see a lot of things. So I can compare domains with some other people's domain. I can check growth report. I can compare by countries how the site is acting or is faring as compared to different what's it called now, countries. So you can also come here and see the growth reports of the site. So somewhere around September of last year, Google rolled out a very tough update, right? That kind of struck our traffic. You get affected a lot of sites. So remember when I was telling you about what's it called? Core updates. I was telling you how old SEO techniques do not work anymore. You understand, you get. So this is 11.7K. So we were riding on a daily average of almost 9K, not almost 9K and above traffic visits per day to the site. You understand, as at where this data can show, which is January of 2023, we even did 11K visits to the site on that particular day. So usually Google Score updates, there's one that comes towards the end of the year, September. There's one that comes around early the year, mid the year, and then a couple of other minor ones. But the major ones are usually that middle of the ending of the year. So long story short, September of last year, which is around that period, so that major core update came, which dropped our traffic. So it came down to 1.5 per day, right? And then we even hit the trenches. You get around June, It was even heavy. The core update was so serious, it started because of the whole AI thing. And so Google needed to do an overhaul of a lot of content. So you have to now go back again, look at what are the new ideas. And that is why part of the things we discussed when we started in this topic is what are those old things that don't work anymore and discard it. So when I was saying that we're giving you guys a lot of information that we hustled to get for free, it's not joke. So it took us months, and you can see all this period where we were in the trenches, we were trying to find out what was wrong, how to get back to our feet. We even got to 173 visits per day at this period, which was almost to the floor. And then we found the solution, and then you can see we're making our way. So it's not like we're just telling you what does not work. You can see now that for the past, since August, we started our trajectory back up. So what that means is some of the solutions we're even giving you or teaching you in this class are something we hustled, struggled, paid, cried for months just to get. Broke our backs, researched, found out, asked questions, consulted, and then it's coming for free, right? So at the moment, you're going to see that. So you're also going to see that about every other website. Sorry, I deviated to tell a bit of my story or our story. So you're also going to see all of these, how many of your pages or the pages of that site, organic keywords. Of course, some of these would have changed because of something. You're also now going to see top organic keywords that drive traffic to the site in question that you are analyzing, right? You're going to see all of that here. And you can view this to see more. You can view that to see more. You get keyword intent. How many of the keywords on this site are informational? Of course, remember what I told you, that navigational keywords usually have more content. Informational content, right? All those ones where people just come read and go. Why navigational, commercial, and transactional usually have the fewer. So this is just going to give you, this you can do for your competitors or your sites. You can now also see other sites that are similar to yours, and then you can see how you can compete or find out the contents that they are ranking for that you're not ranking for. And you can also go down and see other information. So it's pretty much traffic analysis, keyword gap, but I usually like using the keyword gap because it gives me a lot of information and helps me to know what to do at different times. Just a minute. So keyword gap, you can now compare this with, you can now put some of those your competitors, right? You can put some of those your competitors here and compare. It's similar to what we did in Moz, right? And it's just going to give you some keywords that they are ranking for that you're not. But like I always say, I said earlier, you don't want to just go around writing just anything. You want to ensure that you follow it through with the what method. What method did I say you're going to follow the keyword research with, the keyword gap with? Do we have people on the call? Are there people on the call?
No.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
with you, sir.
I said what method, I said when you're doing keyword, when you're finding keyword gap, what approach should you use when trying to decide the keywords you should look into? As well. All right, the next is keyword overview. Still similar to what I discussed in what's it called? Moz. Similar to what we discussed in Moz, it is going to give us my network is going to give us this option where we can put in a keyword, analyze the keyword so that we can see. So for instance, we can say interview coaching. So for instance, because we're looking at interview coaching too, I'm going to remove this. Let me say I bring it down to Nigeria. So it's going to give you option. You're going to see, do people even search for this? Come on, please. Don't do this to me. Oh, why? Right? Okay. So I don't know what is wrong, and so I was looking for interview coach. So I said, let me search. So before the other one, I used Nigeria, but I don't know why it's breaking. So, but it's pretty much what we saw. Pretty much what we saw with Moz. It will just give us those data, and then we can see what is happening in with that keyword around, and for other related keywords, we can also check for questions. Why I wanted to use this is because I want to show you how massive the keywords can go. The good thing about SEMrush is that you have a pool. You have a pool of content, like so many that on your own you even get overwhelmed and you will not know where to start from. You will not know where to start from. So away from that, the other paid tool we're going to be looking at is exploding topics. Exploding topics. So I don't have a paid plan to show you guys for this, but I'm going to show you this. So exploding topics, this website is good for identifying content that are about to trend. These other platforms have shown you, what they show you is content that have already existed and have high search volume, right? Are you with me? Are you
Yes,
guys
sir.
with
Yes,
me?
sir.
But this particular site, exploding topics, what they show you are trends. You know, like when you go to Twitter, you see Twitter trends. You understand? So you can catch keywords that are about to trend and start writing on them before they even start trending. But of course, you know, there's always the disadvantage with this type of content is that the trend might just live short for a short while. So this exploding topics is good for bloggers. Those people, you get lifestyle bloggers, news bloggers, gossip bloggers. You quickly catch, it's just like Google Trends too. You quickly catch what are the things people are talking about, you get, and you work on it. So, like I said, it's highly paid. So, but if you have the money, you can use them. You get, if you want the keywords that are just coming up 6 months ago, 3 months ago, you have to pay them. So they can show you some for free contents from 2 years ago. But if you want to catch those ones that are coming now, and you can of course toggle the category to any category you want, you get. So that is exploding topics for you. There are many other platforms, but like I said, most of them almost behave the same way. The Moz and SEMrush approach. So let's check, let's look at, let's look at Uber Suggest. Uber Suggest, they are also the owners of Answer the Public. You get, Uber Suggest, they are also the owners of Answer the Public. So I'm supposed to log in, right? Or let me sign in at once. So I think for them, they only give me three searches, but I should be able to use that to show you something. I don't have a paid plan for that. The one I have paid plan for is telling me nonsense, or is acting up, is having mood swing. Having mood swing. Okay. Where is Okay, so I'm logged in. I'll just close this. So, of course, rank tracking is the same thing you have with this other side when you track a competitor, right? SEO opportunities is probably same thing as keyword gap. You get my workspace. Chrome extension is for you to add this as a Chrome extension. So where I wanted to go to was here, keyword research. So you can see keyword ideas. So most of them are just similar. It's just maybe them content ideas, maybe them just tweaking the topic a bit. So I was going for interview coaching. I was trying to find out this keyword interview coaching, right? I want to see the content has, what's the difficulty. So it gets a search volume of 1,009 in the US. I think there was a place, I'd forgotten the platform we checked, and it was in the UK, it was saying it gets only on 395. You get, so it's loading, it's going to show me suggestions, questions, people ask are related to that. You get, so career interview coach, interview help, desk questions, coach interview questions. So some of them are just going to be like random search, which you are going to now put together and make sense of, right? So that's how this work. I can go to the preposition, coaching for interview preparation. I can open this. So like I told you guys, I have only 3 searches. So whatever I do, I'm only limited to 3 searches, and then they'll tell me, okay, it's time to, so it's already at 2 out of 3 still available. So I can see, let me open this one. Let me go to the questions just because sometimes questions have relevant information to work with. So you have this, and of course, you can check the volume. So the importance of checking the volume of each of the search, if the other SEMrush had worked out, so you can check the volume. Why you're checking the volume is you want to be sure that the content you're writing, people even check, people even search for it. So sometimes if you do a manual check, you can come back to the page 2 to even check if the topic you have decided to write on, if it's even something people search for. Because sometimes you go and write a content after tweaking it and it does not have any searches at all or related searches at all. So that's the importance of checking the volume. So you can also filter this and say, oh, only content with a volume, 1,000 views should test with 10,000 search per month and above. But of course, you know that those contents are more difficult. You can also toggle the search difficulty to say, okay, contents with so volume and so ease level of difficulty. You get it to help you filter it out so that you're writing content according to the strength of your site and according to the interest, the traffic interest you're also looking for, right? So this is what Uber suggests would offer you. I will try again for the second time to go back to SEMrush and see if, for the love of God, they have come back to their senses. So, and see what we can do with that. So this pretty much, these other stuff, like I showed you in Moz, why is it not going down? I'm trying to see it go down. So I'm trying to move this. So I don't know if you're seeing where my cursor is. So this is pretty much the same thing you get with the other size. It's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. So let me see. So I said I'll try going back to SEMrush again and see if is Eudora in this class.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I really do not even know between the network and the platform which one is actually working against me. Okay, finally we have it now. So there's a lot SEMrush offers, same thing as Ahref, right? You can see the volume, search volume it gets monthly. It's pretty similar, if you remember, to what Uber Suggest told us. What did Uber Suggest tell us again that it has? Shebi, some people are just joining the class now. If I open my mouth to talk, So Uber Suggest says he gets 1,009 search volume. SEMrush says he gets 1.3. So remember that thing I told you guys, that it's pretty much maybe some kind of fraction, and you get some kind of, you get, this one is saying 1,009, this is doing 1.3. Now remember that Moz search, this same search word gets 395 in the UK, but here SEMrush is saying it gets 590, you get searches mostly in the UK. So like I said, is some of them are just, the only difference between them is just the number they use, like their what's the word now? Their is it fractions? I mean, what's the word? What's the word I'm supposed to call now? Okay, nobody's helping me out. I don't even know if people are on this call. I'm just talking and nobody's even responding. So yeah,
Sir, we are with
keywords.
you. Sir,
So
we are
yeah,
with you.
yeah, and I've been talking to myself. So here's the keyword difficulty 32. So anybody with a site paid difficulty from 20 and above can really write for this. You get, but of course, you want to now look at keyword ideas. You get interview coaching from India and through Zoom classes. You get new head coach. So this is not really what you're looking. So you're looking for questions. You get who are these? No, this is not. So you're really looking for, so depending on what exactly. So for me, for instance, I'm looking for job interview coaching, you get. So it's not all this thing they are talking about. So it's, of course, it's now your, how to coach someone for an interview, how to become an interview coach. So it's now for you to also, let me see if I can tweak this a bit. So it's also part of that thing we're talking about, so that the algorithms do not go and mistake the purpose of our writing. You can come on. Okay, but I think we pretty much get the gist. It's the same thing. So I've showed you guys SEMrush, Moz, Uber Suggest, and exploding topics to an extent. So these are the paid tools you can use at any time to run your SEO search. I don't know why this is breaking. So it also shows you the cost per click in case you want to run an ad for that particular keyword. You get, shows you the cost per click. I don't know why this has really not allowed us have a nice time with this, but I think this gives the analogy. So what is there is that with the knowledge of this and the knowledge of the free tool, you can comfortably now help people do keyword research. You get, find out good topics. You get, whether you're using the paid tool or the free tool, you can now do keyword research for them, get a chunk of content, whether you're using the free method or the paid method, and then help them start writing topics, interlinking them together. That's why you focus first on topic authority. So most of the content you're going to write at first, they are not so, I'm not saying they should be the same, but they should be related. So for instance, if you're writing a content on baby wears, right? You can write a content of 5 baby wears for Hamatan, 5 shoes for babies less than 6 months old, sweatshirt for babies. You understand? So you want to create topical authority around that area. So for instance, another instance I'm going to give to you is let's say how to cook egusi soup, how to cook ogbono soup, how to cook afang soup, how to cook edikaiko soup, how to cook oha soup, how to cook green soup, white soup, how to cook bakery. So the algorithm over time, seeing that content will help you create a topical authority around foods and cooking. You understand? But if you go and write a content using the either free or paid tool, you discover a topic on how to cook bakery. You now, instead of seeing another content on how to cook banga and starch, you now went to go and write another content on how to deliver food. You get it really how to deliver food is even close. Let's say how to manage a business, right? How to manage a business. Now, if you say how to manage a cooking business, okay, it's closer. So what am I trying to say? In the beginning, depending on who you're going to work with, try to write around topical authority. Same thing if you're writing for yourself. And that is why now that you start writing, we try to help you in your online writing to write within an area. That's why first week we said write freely. Let's help you break the ice. By second week, we said, now write about, go to answer the public. Just go and find out questions people are asking about writing, start writing about writing. By second week, we said, write about the things you're learning in SEO. People are beginning to see you and help you and try to, they are subconsciously giving you, seeing you as someone who is knowledgeable in this. You understand? Whether you like it or not, before you know, people will be coming to your DM to ask you questions about writing, about SEO. Can you take this job? Can you do this thing? It's the same way that effect in real life, it's the same way it happens with the algorithm. When you keep writing about a particular content and people come to your site searching or looking for or relating to a particular content, the algorithms give you an authority in that area. So I believe with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince and